Alright, so Caleb writes, any tips or exercises for tightening up the picking hand? I feel like I'm losing a lot of potential speed due to long picking motions. Yes, and the exercise that I've used, and pretty much the only one that I've used, is called planting. And it's something that I learned from studying a bit of classical guitar and flamenco guitar, where they primarily use it in arpeggio playing, but also when they play scales with the fingers. And it's done for the same reason too. Well, actually for two reasons. It's done to minimize emotions, but also make sure that you don't hit any wrong strings. You're really programming the right hand, because you're always preparing the next stroke. And what I mean by that in classical terms would be that if I play, let's say, yes, these two notes on this string, and then I go to this string, so those three notes, you want to, as soon as I release this finger, you want to prepare the next finger. And as soon as I prepare this finger, I want to prepare the next finger. So you're always looking ahead, so to speak. And you obviously have to practice this really slowly, and it doesn't sound very good, it sounds very staccato, but it's just about teaching your right hand to do the correct motions. I've seen great players like Rick Graham talk about this as well, and I think he got it from the same place, classical guitar, so it definitely works on guitars, electric as well. So what you want to do is, let's say this is the G string, right? And then you start with the pick on the string, and then you pick the string, and as soon as you leave it on the other side, so to speak, you plant the upstroke. So you keep, almost like you're hugging the string with the pick. So if I do this on an open string here, and I do this usually with just my guitar not even plugged in or a clean sound, because you get a lot of extraneous noise when you do this with distortion, because you're sort of hugging the string. So, but if I try to get a sort of semi-clean tone here, all right. So no fretting here. So if I don't do this correctly, the G string will keep sounding, right? So start with the pick on the string, and then I play, and then immediately, as you can see here, you can't really make the picking motion much smaller than that. So do that on a single string, and you'll find, like, okay, this is the minimum amount you can move, and then you sort of have to find, for me at least, I found that if I do too small, if my picking motion is too small, I don't really like the sound of what I'm playing. So, and I'm not willing to trade off the potential extra speed by, you know, using the tiniest picking motions for having a crappy tone. So that's something you have to decide for yourself, and maybe you find a technique, you know, where you can keep that super tiny picking motion and still have a great tone. And then, you know, I have to sign up to your Patreon and you learn from you. But I haven't really figured that out. So I'm willing to, you know, have larger pick motions, but have keep the tone that I want. So that's my advice to you. But just check it out at least, so you can see how small you can get it, and then you can sort of decide from there. You can also do this on string changes, of course. So if we play, I like to use open strings, because then you can really hear if you're doing the muting correctly. So because you have nothing to stop it from ringing, right? So if I play the D and the G string, when you do this, if you really plant correctly, only one string will ring at any one time. So I start with the D string, and then immediately my pick should be on the G string here. So, and then when I play the G string, I immediately go back to the D string and mute that one, and then I go back again, then the G string is muted. So, and obviously you need to do this really slowly. And a few things to look out for here is that you don't dig in too much. You start doing like something like that. Try to really find as nice of a tone as you can. So, and relax the right hand as well. And besides just doing these open string exercises, try to apply it to whatever you're practicing, especially things that you feel like you're held back by, that, you know, the bigger picking motions, and see if this helps. And again, give it a few days at least, or like focus practice with this stuff. But like I said, for me, the trade-off is really, for me, it's always about finding the balance of having a good tone and, you know, minimizing the picking motions. All right, so hopefully this helps. And if you have any questions at all, just post them below. Otherwise, thanks again for your support, and see you in the next video.